Hello and thank you for joining me. My name's Heather Forgan of stampwithnellie.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in Scotland. And today's project is this triangle treat box. It has a belly band that you can slide off to then reveal your treats inside. So for this one I have used Mango Melody, and that is Bermuda Bay. Honestly, it's not that long since I made it. So today I'm going to show you a different version. I'm going to change up the colours, but before I do that, I'm going to show you the stamp set that I used for the bow and also the punch. So the gift wrap stamp set has these three different stamps that coordinate with the gift bow builder punch. The punch will also cut out this little tag here, and there's a little bit there that punches out that you can put in the centre of your bow as well. Lots of a couple of other little bows and some sentiments and other little bits and bobs in there as well. They are available separately, but if you buy them as a bundle, then you save 10% on the cost. I also added a little tag on there, which is from the Itty Bitty Greetings stamp set. So the one I'm going to show you today is I'm going to use Poppy Parade, and I'm going to do a white belly band and bow on this one just to mix it up a little bit. So this piece of card measures 7.5 inches by 6 3/4 inches. On the long side, so that's the 7.5 inches side, I want to score this at 2 1/4, 4 1/2, and 6 3/4. Okay, I'm going to do a little mark at 1 1/8, 3 3/8, and 5 5/8. Now I'm just going to flip that over and do the same again at 1 1/8, 3 3/8, 5 5/8. There. Okay. I'm going to score on the short side at 2 inches, and I'm going to turn it all the way around and do 2 inches again, just to make sure that these two bits are exactly the same, in case I've got my measurements slightly wrong. Okay, so finished with the scoring board. But I need to use those little marks that I made halfway through to join up and make triangles with these bits here. Okay, so I'm going to use my ruler to do that, and I'm just gently doing it because I'm actually going to use these as cut lines rather than score lines, but it just makes it a little bit easier to do the lines first. You could just do it with a pencil, but then you may have to rub off any extra bits that you've left over as well. So and if you were feeling really brave, you could just take your scissors and cut from there to there. I'm not that brave. I guess you could use your paper trimmer as well. That might be slightly more accurate. Just doing exactly the same on the other side. Where's that one? There we go. There we are. So I've got mine there. So I'm just going to reinforce the main score lines. And this. Okay, so now we get into cutting, and I want to take out this full panel here, and I'm just going to chop in slightly on that one there. Okay, and this is going to be the tab that just folds in. Okay, and I'm just going to roughly do that because I'm going to lose part of that there anyway. Now, again, this is entirely your choice whether you want to cut down there and then you're just cutting off a triangle, or whether you simply just want to cut in. I find it a little bit easier to angle my card and then see that score line and just chop straight down like that. Trying to be as neat and accurate to get right into the corners as possible, but we can cheat and we can actually tidy it up. When you come to fold it, if there's a bit that's overlapping, you can trim that off. Okay, so I'm just folding that out of the way so that I'm concentrating just on this one bit at a time. Okay, and then we've got this last one here on this side, and then I want to do exactly the same on the other side. Okay, so I will probably fast forward you through this bit. Okay, so you're finished doing your cutting, and you've got that left as your box. Now, I'm going to put a thumb hole there just makes it a little bit easier. Now this, I'm using a 1-inch circle punch, which unfortunately has retired. I'm sure you'll find something in your stash that you can just take a little thumb notch out on there. So, in terms of gluing, we're going to glue those bits together and that will just pop in. So, I want to put glue on the inside of those so that when I fold it over, I've got a nice neat edge rather than a join showing at the front. Okay, so just on these bits here. And you are just simply folding that over to join nice and neatly along the bottom, and hopefully nice and neatly along that edge as well. And I've got a little bit, I'm just gonna, that's so tiny it won't trim off. There we are. we go. Oops. Don't put your finger in the glue. Doesn't help. And then makes everything else so sticky. So again, just lining up along the bottom there. And again, with your wet glue, it gives you that little bit more wiggle room. And I've not quite got that one 100%. So just trim off that little bit there. Close enough. I should have had my specs on to do that bit. Might tidy that up in a minute. So that's just going to fold in like that. So as I say, you've got that nice neat corner there and all your joins are at the back there. Okay, now for the belly band, I'll start that at the bottom and just pinch it all the way round like that, making sure that it's loose enough to slide off and on. But before I actually put that on, God, I've got glue everywhere, I am going to just stamp it with the little stars stamp from the gift wrapped stamp set. Just as a little bit of extra detail. You could take your time and make sure you stamp it properly. Turn it around, take some of that excess off. Go. That'll probably get covered anyway. Okay, so that's my belly band. And while we've got the ink pad out, I am just going to, oh, how did I do that? Stamp my bowl. And on a little scrap, I will just stamp my For You as well. Okay, and we'll come back to that in a moment. Leave that to dry for a second or two. That's my front. Put that round. Now I can actually just neaten up those edges. Give them some nice crisp lines rather than just... I realised where that red ink came from. Okay, I've used hand sanitizer to take some of the red ink so that I'm not splashing it about anywhere else. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of glue along that edge and on that one, and then we'll get a nice neat finish. Just hold it in place for a moment. So you don't want it to be too tight. There you go. So we're now ready for our bow. We've stamped it. Just line that up. Happy where it is. And out it pops. As I say, you do have that little tag, and if you were just building a bow with card, you maybe want a different colour or something for the centre of your bow. Just to add a little bit more detail, I've got one of the stamping blends, and this is Poppy Parade. This is the dark one. I am going to put my glasses on for this. I'm just colouring in alternative bits to make a kind of checkered board. On my ribbon. Okay. Oops, wrong lid. There we are. So, I've forgotten which way round this is now. Oh, and I really have got that. Have I stuck it to it? No. Yeah, I had a little bit of glue seepage there. So that's the bottom. This is the front. I can take that off with an adhesive eraser in a moment. It doesn't stick again. And then it simply is a case of popping that on there. But before I do that, I'm just going to give it a little bit of a curl with my bone folder so that it's not straight flat onto the box. Okay. Oops, nearly forgot about my sentiment. So this is the classic label, punch, and I'm just going to punch it fairly close to the end, like that. And then I just want it to peep out of there, so I'm going to cut it off and right there. Yep, that would still show a little bit, so that's perfect. So if I just put a little bit of glue on that end, make sure I've got that where I want it. That. And then I'm just going to add glue to the centre of my bow and pop that on, like that. For the original one, I added some rhinestones that I had coloured. And all I did was take my stamping blend and just colour those like that. Ordinarily I would leave them a moment or two to dry, but it is an alcohol marker, so they don't take long to dry, and then popped them on to my project. and that way you can get gems that match whatever you're working with, if you've got the stamping blend to match the card. Okay, so we have two versions. This one could be Christmas, this one just to cheer up a friend with those lovely smiley chocolates inside. I hope you've enjoyed this project. If you have, please give me a thumbs up or leave a comment, and if you haven't already done so, I really would appreciate it if you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you, and until the next time, take care. Bye bye.